fights in me, and it's what I do. So I remember I had no equipment with me, no head guard, no bandages.
Street clothes, weren't you?
Yeah.
As good as.
So I don't remember exactly what I was wearing. I don't quote me on it because I don't like.
Whoa, stop! Who's top?
This is the camp where my body's took the most abuse, like through sparring and running and training, bag circuits, XYZ. Every 2 days I had a new injury.
Tyson Fury reveals he knocked out Moses Itauma in sparring sessions before Franklin fight, and the implications are huge. Fury didn't just dominate, he exposed weaknesses that no one expected. If Moses struggled like this in the gym, questions now swirl about how he could survive against someone like Jermaine Franklin. Fury's power, timing, and ring IQ suggest he could make Franklin look small too, turning this pre-fight revelation into a potential statement about the heavyweight division hierarchy.
I don't quote me on it because I don't like telling lies, but I remember I had one shoe off and one shoe on. The shoe came off, and it was what it was. We had a little move around.
No bandages, no gum shield.
No, nothing. Big fat 27 stone. We had a move around, and it was a pleasure. He was only a young lad then. I think it was maybe about.
The leaked sparring footage of Moses Itauma and Tyson Fury has everyone talking. Fury isn't holding back. His power, timing, and ring IQ are on full display, while Moses looks overwhelmed and exposed. If Moses struggles like this in training, it raises serious questions about how he'll survive against elite heavyweights like Jermaine Franklin when the real fight arrives.
Good checker.
Moses Itauma admits the sparring with Tyson Fury was brutal, describing heavy rounds that left his body shattered. While he tries to downplay it as just training, the reality is clear. Fury dominated, and Moses was tested like never before. This raises questions about his ability to withstand top-level power in a real fight against someone like Jermaine Franklin.
Me and Tyson, we done some good rounds. Remember on a Thursday, we done some heavy rounds. My body was in bits.
Shannon Briggs addresses the rumors about Moses getting knocked down in sparring, reminding everyone that gym sessions don't win fights. Still, the leaked footage and reports have fueled controversy. Fans are debating how much these training knockdowns reflect actual ring performance. The talk alone is enough to cast doubt on Moses' readiness for elite competition.
Rumored this morning or last night. I don't know if it's true. Somebody said he's been down in the gym a couple times, but that don't mean nothing because the gym don't win fights.
Frank Warren frames the situation professionally, noting the fight was highly anticipated and they had to manage setbacks. But behind the diplomacy, the reality is messy. Tyson Fury's sparring dominance over Moses has shifted the narrative. What was supposed to be a routine buildup is now a talking point, raising eyebrows about Moses' toughness and ability to handle top-level heavyweights.
So it was a fight that was highly anticipated and we all wanted to see. But having said that, we had to, turn a bad situation into a reasonable one. I think
Derek Chisora explains the purpose of sparring, but Fury's knockout of Moses Itauma shows this lesson the hard way. Moses clearly miscalculated, and the mistake was costly. While sparring is meant to teach, this incident exposed serious gaps in his timing and defense, raising questions about whether he can withstand elite-level aggression from fighters like Jermaine Franklin.
Different. Sparring, you're there to learn. So the guy you knocked out in sparring, he's understand, okay, I did this silly move, that's how I got knocked out. So I'm gonna have to stop doing these silly moves so I don't get knocked out.
Adam Smith captures the reality of boxing. Controversy, chaos, and spectacle are all part of the game. Fury's knockout of Moses in sparring has already added drama, fueling debates and speculation. While not condoned in official fights, this incident has amplified interest, making fans wonder how Moses will respond and whether he can withstand real pressure against top-level heavyweights like Jermaine Franklin.
Price is big for the casual fans. Do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to see what happens.
Eddie Hearn calls Moses' situation very difficult, and it's easy to see why. Fury's sparring knockout has exposed vulnerabilities and put Moses under intense scrutiny. Overcoming this kind of setback isn't just physical, it's mental. Fans are questioning if he can regain confidence and handle elite opponents like Jermaine Franklin after being dominated in training.
With Dubois, we'll see what happens, but that's for them to overcome now, and it's a very difficult situation.
Johnny Nelson dismisses the hype as fake news, and he's right to stress caution. In boxing, rumors spread fast, and Fury's knockout of Moses in sparring has already fueled speculation. While some fans treat it as proof of Moses' weakness, the reality is that training knockouts don't determine fights. Nelson's point is clear: we can only react to facts. This reminder is critical. Let's separate the drama from reality. Moses still has a chance to learn, adapt, and prove himself in actual competition. The gym may tell a story, but the real battles will be fought under the lights.
And I'm saying that's fake news. I'm not having that. So let's wait and see. If it's true, that's a shame. You'll have to get to the bottom of it. But I'd heard this yesterday, but I just put it down as fake news. It's not real. So all we can do is react to what we know. So we can speculate. You can only react to facts.
Lawrence Oakley breaks it down perfectly. Sparring is a learning tool, but it can also teach harsh lessons. Fury knocking Moses out in training isn't just a fluke. It's a demonstration of skill, timing, and power. Moses has to take this experience seriously, learning from mistakes while building resilience. Every knockdown in the gym is a chance to correct errors, adjust strategy, and sharpen instincts. If he fails to absorb these lessons, the same mistakes could cost him in an official fight. This blend of learning and testing is what separates good fighters from true champions.
And sparring's really for learning, but you can also learn to take someone out. So it's
Anthony Joshua's insight hits hard. Underestimating a fighter is a dangerous mistake. And that's exactly what Moses risks if he ignores Fury's dominance in sparring. Preparation is everything, and Fury's performance has already sent a message. Moses can't rely on reputation or hype. He needs discipline, focus, and execution. Every punch landed in the gym is a reminder that elite fighters exploit mistakes instantly. Joshua's perspective shows that even top fighters face consequences for overconfidence. Moses' ability to internalize this lesson will determine whether he can withstand power, timing, and strategy from future opponents like Jermaine Franklin.
I've underestimated certain fighters and fighters that should never beat a certain guy, and I've gone in there and shocked the world because of this person took their preparation.
Moses Itauma emphasizes sticking to the game plan, and that mindset is critical after being dominated in sparring by Tyson Fury. He knows the outcome of a fight isn't determined by one session. It's about execution, discipline, and focus. While Fury's knockout exposed gaps, Moses can turn it into a learning experience, refining strategy and preparing mentally for the real fight. Confidence comes from preparation, not hype, and following a plan can prevent another humiliating moment. If Moses executes correctly, he can control the fight's pace, minimize mistakes, and prove that a setback in training doesn't define him in the ring.
Never focus on the outcome of a fight. The outcome of the fight depends on the game plan. And I'm going into this fight sticking towards the game plan. And if I stick to the game plan, it can't be along that. Like I said, I'm not going out there expecting that I'm going to do it, but if I stuck to the game plan, if I do it, if I execute it.
Jermaine Franklin believes the matchup favors him because Dylan didn't win the last fight, and in his mind, he's the better option. That's a bold statement, but it adds a psychological edge. Moses now has to prove he's capable of stepping up against someone confident and hungry. Franklin's mindset shows he's studying opponents, aware of perceived weaknesses and ready to exploit them. For Moses, this isn't just about power or skill. It's about mental toughness, strategy, and handling pressure. A fighter who underestimates the opponent's confidence can get caught off guard. This dynamic makes the upcoming bout highly intriguing. Franklin's assertiveness sets the stage for a high-stakes contest where preparation, adaptability, and ring IQ will decide whether Moses can overcome the challenge or succumb to a more confident, calculated opponent.
I feel like he know that Dylan didn't win the last fight, so I feel like in his mind I would be the better option.
Shannon Briggs addresses the rumors of Moses being dropped in sparring, and while he downplays it, the underlying reality is clear. Sparring exposes vulnerabilities that fighters can't ignore. Moses may have taken a few hits, but the footage with Fury proves he was overpowered, and fans are already talking. Briggs' casual approach masks a serious point. Every slip or knockdown is a lesson, and ignoring it could be costly. The gym may not win fights, but it sets the tone for how a fighter reacts under pressure. Moses now has a chance to learn, adapt, and improve. If he absorbs these lessons, he can regain confidence, refine technique, and prepare mentally for a real challenge like Jermaine Franklin, where mistakes will be punished without mercy.
I'm hearing things that he's been dropped in the ring in the gym and stuff like that. But that's okay too, because I took a couple spills, little slips in the ring and the gym. That's okay, but we're gonna see. This is gonna be a good.
Frank Warren remains optimistic about Moses, acknowledging the difficulties he's faced this year with limited fights and schedule disruptions. He stresses that Moses needs activity to stay sharp, build confidence, and regain momentum. While Fury's sparring knockout has cast doubt over Moses' readiness, Warren believes the right preparation and consistent competition can restore him as a serious contender. The commentary highlights the importance of balancing criticism with constructive support. Moses isn't finished. He's at a crossroads where determination, focus, and proper planning could see him challenge for a world title. This perspective reassures fans while setting up intrigue. Will Moses overcome the setback in the gym and prove he belongs among elite heavyweights like Jermaine Franklin? Or will doubts linger until fight night?
I know it'll be competitive. We believe in Moses. Moses 2026. He only fought twice this year. A couple of problems with, again, we lost the December date, as I just mentioned. But he's got to make it. He's got to be busy next year, getting back to what he was a busy fighter. And I'm looking for him to challenge for a world title.
Ade Oladipo emphasizes the importance of careful matchmaking for Moses' development, cautioning against rushing him into fights with killers too soon. Facing Jermaine Franklin, a top 30 opponent, offers a perfect balance of challenge and growth. This approach ensures Moses can refine his skills, build confidence, and gain experience without risking a devastating setback. Fans may be impatient for big fights, but development is critical. Comparing Moses' performance against Franklin to other elite bouts like Aj and Dillian White provides context. He must prove he can handle pressure, timing, and power at a higher level. Strategic progression, patience, and learning from past sparring sessions, especially Fury's dominance, will dictate whether Moses matures into a fighter capable of standing toe-to-toe with the division's best.
I honestly feel this is the perfect opponent for Moses' development. You can't rush Moses. I know everyone wants to see him in there with killers. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I think he's ready. But the fact is, you do have to take your time with Moses. And I think someone like a Jermaine Franklin, who is a top 30 guy, top 30 guy, who again, we've seen him with AJ and Dillian White, so we can compare Moses' performance against him and compare it to...
Frank Warren believes Moses has what it takes to win, but he stresses the fight must test his endurance, skill, and adaptability across 12 rounds. Moses isn't a one-trick fighter. This matchup demands strategy, intelligence, and resilience. Warren wants to see him navigate adversity, adjust mid-fight, and box his way through challenges, rather than relying on raw power alone. This perspective highlights that success is more than talent, it's execution under pressure. For fans, it promises excitement, tension, and unpredictability. Warren's comments also serve as a subtle challenge to Moses. Overcome the setbacks, prove doubters wrong, and show true championship mentality. Against someone like Jermaine Franklin, this is crucial, as mental toughness and ring IQ could be the deciding factors when physical skills alone aren't enough.
Stop him.
I believe he will win the fight. I believe he'll win the fight. How he wins it, we'll see. For me, beating him is a big thing. Right. However he does it, and I want to see the other side of him as well. I want to see him. I want to see him in a tough 12-round fight where he comes through it and boxes his way through it. He's not a one-trick pony. He can box, but as I say, this is a tough one. This is going to be...
The Tyson Fury versus Moses Itauma sparring revelations have shaken the boxing world. And now the question on everyone's mind, Can Moses bounce back from that knockout? We've seen the gym footage, expert opinions, and the confidence from both fighters. This isn't just about raw power. It's about strategy, resilience, and mental toughness. Fans are already picking sides, debating whether Fury's dominance in sparring will translate to real fights, or if Moses can prove he's learned from every lesson. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Who do you think comes out on top if these two collide in the ring? Drop your predictions in the comments, like the video, and subscribe for all the latest explosive boxing updates.